When the Snapdragon 810 is just one of the issues with your smartphone, you've got problems. That's the Sony Xperia Z3 Plus. The phone is an array of minor changes in everything and no change in the price. If you look at the build and design of this phone, you will realize that it looks like every Xperia flagship till date. What's changed here is that this phone has rounded metal edges on the side, while that phone had a slightly flat profile. Don't get me wrong, this phone does look really nice, and if you've liked Xperia designs till date, then you will like the looks of this one. But it's really not something new, and this is kind of a design that many other phones have today. Coming to the display, it may surprise you, but in a world of QHD smartphones, Sony's Xperia Z3 Plus is still one of the best displays that you can get. The display is actually the strongest feature of the phone. It may not give you numbers in terms of pixel density, but the Full HD screen on this scale on a 5.2-inch display is really good. It is a little biased towards the cooler side, and the best displays today tend to be a little warm, but the FHD screen is still way ahead of, say, an HTC One M9 Plus or even the Samsung Galaxy S6 for that matter. The Sony display is just much more accurate. It doesn't blow out the color proportions and shows a good color gamut. It's only the LG G4 which has a wider color gamut than this and does better with blacks. Coming to the performance then. The Snapdragon 810 and its heating issues have been widespread over the news. If you've been following anything of tech news, you would have heard about it. And in the Sony Xperia Z3 Plus, it is very evident. The phone starts heating up on really simple activities. For example, making a call. So in an air-conditioned room, if you have the phone on charging, it'll start heating up. It's very evident when you try to run a benchmark test right after charging this phone. You will see that the scores are really low. This is because the processor is already heated up and throttled. The main problem here is that the Snapdragon 810 heats up so much that while running, say, the Sony camera and trying to record 4K, the phone will heat up in less than 5 minutes and your camera app will crash. In fact, it's almost impossible to use the camera on the Sony Xperia Z3 Plus for video recording. The same happens in other apps. Apps like Facebook will crash, UI animations will often show very significant lags, and this is all in an air-conditioned room. To give you a more precise idea, if you're making a call, the phone will start heating up while you're dialing, and when you put the phone on your ear, it'll already be really hot. So yes, the performance is a problem. The Snapdragon 810 basically spends most of its time in a throttle condition and somewhere near the Snapdragon 801 or lower than that. Another big problem with the Sony Xperia Z3 Plus is its battery. Of course, with this kind of heating, it is expected, but if you consider the Xperia Z3's battery, on a regular day's usage with no gaming, about half an hour of web browsing and a bunch of calls and texts, the phone could last me at best for 6 hours. With the smart saving features, it goes on for about 8 hours at best. This is not something you would like from a phone that costs around Rs 56,000. Coming to the camera then, there's no denying that the 20.7 megapixel camera on the back is quite good. But the problem is, it doesn't change from the last generation. This same camera was there last time and it is here this time. Sony has made some algorithmic changes and that helps a very little bit, but this is no competitor to, say, the LG G4 or the Galaxy S6. It's a good camera definitely, and one that gives you good low light shots and in good proper lighting conditions, fluorescent lighting conditions, but it's definitely not a competitor. So to conclude, if you're planning to buy the Xperia Z3, then very simply don't, because this phone is not worth the money. It's actually surprising that Sony has launched this phone. If you consider the performance, it's actually as good as the Xperia Z3 or actually much lower. So Sony is essentially asking you Rs 56,000 for a phone that is essentially the same as its last flagship but with inferior performance. If you really want to buy a Sony phone, go buy the Xperia Z3. It's still the best Sony phone that you can buy. But don't go for the Xperia Z3 Plus.